Number 2, I win and you lose. I win and you lose. There are issues that there are no compromise on them. And those are issues when you have aqeedah issues that come up, there is no compromise. Example of this is the Makhzumi woman who stole at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And because she was from an affluent family, a wealthy family, they wanted to have her punishment let go. Her hand was to be cut off. And the Prophet ﷺ got very angry at Usama radiallahu anhu for trying to intercede for her. And he said, "Atashfa'u fi hadd min hududillah." He said, "Are you trying to intercede in one of the hudud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?" And then he got up and he spoke to the people and he said, "Waymullah, I swear by Allah, law anna Fatimata bint Muhammadin saraqat laqata'tu yadaha." That if Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad, stole, I would have cut her hand off. There's no compromise. And there's no switch. The third is I win and you win. There are times, and this is very often, and you'll see this even in negotiation books, where they'll say this is the ideal. That you actually leave the argument with both sides winning something. And I know in one negotiation book, they'll say, a lot of people think that every negotiation is about slices of the pie. If you get more, I get less. And it doesn't have to be like that. For example, an orange. If you get 2 slices and I get, 6 slices, you will want more and I will lose more. It doesn't have to be that way, because some of you are Indian here, right? Some of you are Indians? Yeah, all right. The Indians like chutney. Do you like chutney? Yes, we love chutney. Do you make it with orange peel? Sometimes? No? It's like, no. Okay, my mistake. My bad. Well, the British like marmalade, okay? How about that? They like marmalade, and they make it with orange peel. And other Egyptians, they don't eat marmalade. So Egyptian, he wants the meat of the orange. And here's a British guy who just loves his morning tea, his digestive biscuits, and his marmalade. And so in this negotiation, the two of them, one say, you take the orange peel, I take the meat of the orange, and we're both completely satisfied. Completely. And you will see in many times in the negotiations of the Prophet ﷺ, in how he gave da'wah, this is what the conclusion was. That both parties went away with completely achieving what they wanted. And I'll give you this example. The Prophet ﷺ, when he sent the letters to the different rulers at that time, he said to them, Aslim Taslam. And you see, it's the same word. Become Muslims, submit, and you will be safe. Not only that, يُؤْتِكَ اللَّهُ أَجْرَكَ مَرَّتَيْنِ. You will have 2 times the reward. And the reward of all the people that will follow you will be your reward. And had they become Muslim, and they did, such as in Bahrain, when they became Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ made the leader who accepted Islam, he became the leader of the Muslims. Even though he had companions that with him, ﷺ, who had done hijrah, who had been in Medina all those years, had fought all the battles, he didn't send them to Bahrain and tell them, look, you're the guy who became Muslim, that's great, you need to step down. The Prophet ﷺ didn't do that. He was the leader, he remained the leader. So when they became Muslim, the people entered Islam, and that's what the Prophet ﷺ was searching to do. And those people wanted to maintain leadership, and they kept it. I win and you win. In conclusion, inshallah, I just want to give you one technique for, inshallah ta'ala, solving a lot of problems. In studying the history of the Khulafa, I learned a lot of lessons from their leadership. One of the things that I saw recurring again and again and again and again and again and again and again was the institution of Shura. It was a fundamental pillar of Islam. I'm not talking about something that they occasionally did. This is something that they always did. Always. And there are so many benefits to Shura that very often we belittle the position and the institution of Shura, and we're in the problems that we have and the conflicts because we don't do Shura. And so the amazing thing about Shura is that, and this is the example, analogy of these two very healthy and energetic, you can say, You have counselors. Do you guys say counselors here? Counselors. These people, they go on a mountain hike, and there are two counselors. They take the people on mountain hikes. This is their job. One of them takes a group of 10 people, and he stands at the front of the row. The front of them, and he says, "Follow me." And there's another, the other mountain guy whose job is to be at the back and make sure that the people who are lagging behind don't fall too far behind. So he says, "Come on, you can do it. Come on, go, go, go." Are they both leaders? Are they both leaders? The guy at the back is a leader? Is the guy at the back a leader? Any guys at the back? Are you guys leaders at the back? Are you guys leaders? Yeah. Wallahu a'lam. Wallahu a'lam. In our society, we don't give that position to the guy at the back proper leadership. But he is a leader. And that job is important. It's interesting because no one would assume that the people sitting at the back are the leaders. But their job is equally important. Those guys at the back, when someone starts whispering, they start saying, "Psst, brother, this is a lecture, you need to keep quiet." And if the microphone starts going beep, like that, they got the microphone at the back, they're fixing it. Those are jobs of leaders. Okay? So now, this is an interesting question that one of the students asked me. And he said, did Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu force the people to select him as Khalifa? This is a common Orientalist statement. They said, did Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu force them to accept him as Khalifa? And I thought about this because I heard about this analogy of being a leader from the back and leader from the front. Leader from the back is leadership through Shura. But if you live your life not taking decisive action, then people will even get rid of a leader like that. So for example, in the analogy of the one leader at the back, one at the front, if there is one guy at the back who kept saying, "Come on, let's go, come on, let's go," people were like, "Look, brother, you need to go to the front and guide us to where we're going because we don't know where we're going." And if you went to the front and spent all this time at the front, the people at the back would sag behind. They're like, "This guy walks too fast. He never listens to us. We don't even want to go there and he's going there." He has to spend his time in both positions. From the back and from the front. From the back and from the front. So watch this. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, they know that the Khalifa is to be from Quraysh. They hear that there's people from the Ansar that are choosing leaders amongst themselves. So him, Umar radiallahu anhu, and Abu Ubaidah went to the Ansar. On the way to the Ansar, some of the Ansari people, the regulars, they stopped Abu Bakr and Umar and Abu Ubaidah. They said, "Where are you going?" They said, "We're going to discuss this matter with our brothers, the Ansar." They said, on the Ansar, they said, "Don't worry about them. Choose it amongst yourself." And Umar radiallahu anhu said, "No, wallahi, we will go to them. And we will include them in this matter." So they go to the Ansar, Saqifat Bani Sa'ida. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu is listening to all the opinions. And he just doesn't cut them off and say, "The hadith is like this, you should stop arguing." He didn't say that. Everybody said their opinion. There are many different opinions. People were coming in, giving their opinions. Then when Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu spoke, after everybody had said their opinion, and he explained to them, why is it that the Khalifa has to be from Quraysh? Why is it that the Khalifa has to be from Quraysh? He said, because you know that the people will not follow any leader except that he's from Quraysh. And he wasn't looking at Medina. He was looking at the entire world. He was looking at the Arabian Peninsula, all those other countries. The Khalifa had to be from Quraysh. And then he said, after all that shura, he said, "Now get up and give bay'ah to Umar or Abu Ubaidah." Did he force them? You better believe he did. And that's what leaders do. They do shura, and then they command. And so Umar radiallahu anhu, he said, "Wallahi, I will never be a leader with you underneath me." He grabbed Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu's hand, and he gave bay'ah to Abu Bakr. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu became the Khalifa. And just so you understand, normally people become leaders after the Bank of Kuwait gives the $2 million check. That's when they like to be leaders. This is not the situation that Abu Bakr became the leader in. He became a leader when all the Arabs had apostated and armies were ready to attack. usually people are not sincere to leadership, that when the going gets tough, they run away. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Aisha radiallahu anhu said that what the fitna that took place and hit the back of my father, if it was placed on a mountain, it would have crumbled the mountain. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu did not take that because he coveted leadership like some kuffar will say, or some misinformed Muslims. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu did it in sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He lived in that leadership for 2.5 years, and then he met with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was buried with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And inshallah ta'ala we will learn these lessons of brotherhood and how to deal with one another from the example of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions.